Hey, y'all, it's Snoop Dogg, and you're listening to the Stories, Sports, and Sarcasm podcast.
Ladies and gents, this is the moment you've waited for.
All right, let's roll. Welcome to the Stories, Sports, and Sarcasm podcast. I'm Keith. I got my friends Jim and Bert, and we got a special guest today, Eagles super fan Jordan. Jordan, tell us a little about yourself.
I hate the Chiefs, and no, I just hate the Cowboys. That's the only team. That's the only team I hate. Well, I am a local video production person. I work on movies. I work on little videos here and there. Work with small businesses, and I'm a super fan of the Eagles. Pornhub. And that's funny I say that because people ask me what
Little
kind of
minor
stuff
productions in your bedroom.
Yeah,
Come into
yeah.
my studio.
These are actually sound blankets, by the way. So yeah. Yeah. So it's funny you say that because people ask me what do I shoot? I said I shoot everything except porn. I don't want to be up somebody's butt crack with a camera.
But there's always an opening in porn, right? There's always an opening to fill. There's always a place to.
Literally.
Literally.
So, can you give us a camera recommendation that would make Jim look like we're not filming Weekend at Bernie's 2? Because he always looks dead or pale and his.
Look, I'm not a DJ. I if we ever start making money at this, maybe I'll upgrade my camera. How about that?
You don't need to upgrade your camera. You need to adjust your lighting.
I don't even have any lighting tonight.
It could also be my 8-year-old.
Yeah, that's a big difference.
Well, the first time we did this with Jim, he looked like he was filming it with a half megapixel camera.
Half megapixel.
I was using the laptop camera when I first started this.
He somehow managed to hitch up a Polaroid disposable to his laptop. I'm not sure how that worked.
I like that light, Keith. And I'm using my my M1 MacBook Air.
Nice.
On camera.
So, because you have a Mac, do you actually have a Volkswagen as well?
I don't know the joke, but I don't have a Volkswagen.
Everybody I know that has a Mac has a Volkswagen. So
no,
you're the first.
I'm a Toyota all the way.
Is that a Toyota? I was thinking that was a Dodge Dakota for some reason.
Never buy American.
Heather and I just went and bought a Acura RDX. She was
not American.
Her car was giving her fits, and we had it at 4 or 5 different places, and everything that the computer was telling them was wrong with it, we tried to fix, and none of it worked. So at the urging of Jim, it was, I believe, the quote, "Trade that son of a bitch in and get rid of it."
Not working on it anymore. Get rid of it.
So
we took it over and traded, and we got more than we were expecting to get for it. We got a good deal on the RDX.
So speaking of American cars, my wife's uncle always said he will never buy an American car because he won't buy a car that was made by somebody who wore their hat backwards. So he wants somebody that has honor and will die on the sword if the car doesn't meet spec.
Nothing more than that screams Japanese right there.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you're a big Eagles fan, Jordan.
Yeah.
What other sports are you into?
That's pretty much it. It's like I support all Philly teams, but there's a huge gap between the Eagles and me caring about all the other teams. I'm like, I'll root for them and go Philadelphia, but I think I might have one shirt or something from another Philly team.
Now, are you from up there?
No, I'm actually from Puerto Rico. I moved to Columbus on my 16th birthday in 2005. And so I've been here 18 years since January 17th. Which
is that 18 American, 16 Puerto Rican? Is that how that works?
No.
Like, did you come here to play baseball and you got here and you were 11 and a half?
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. How you became a football fan coming from Puerto Rico? It's usually all baseball.
Yeah, and you're not wrong about that. I grew up playing baseball for so long. That's all I did. People think that because we're Hispanic and we when obviously we're Hispanic, that we are all soccer people, and it's a whole completely different culture. Puerto Rico's all about basketball, boxing, and yeah,
Thank
basketball,
God.
boxing, volleyball.
I couldn't take another soccer super fan like Keith on this.
Super fan.
He's
I
got a Messi
became-
jersey.
I got a
Have a
Messi jersey.
I have a Messi jersey on the way. Actually, I ordered one for
Mm.
Heather.
Nice.
Keith likes fans that have really good weather. We call him, what was that called, Jim? A fair
Fair-
weather?
fair weather.
Yeah.
So you should probably be a Browns fan because all the Browns fans are like, "Oh yeah, it's our year," and then they're like, "Oh, I'm on the Bengals bandwagon this year."
No, Keith doesn't even try to hide. He denies it, but he doesn't try to hide it.
Mm.
Oh, and
Uh,
speaking of football, so you're the second actual Eagles fan that I've ever met, and both of you hate the Cowboys. Like of all the teams in the NFC to hate, it's like all about hating the Cowboys.
100%.
Everybody in that NFC East hate the Cowboys, except for
Every-
the Cowboys.
Yeah, I mean, basically the whole NFL like doesn't hate the Cowboys, but whenever the Cowboys are playing in big games, everybody's like, "Here we go! I hope the Cowboys lose." Oh, and I never answered your question. I became an Eagles fan because my cousins moved from Puerto Rico to Philadelphia in 2002, and then my grandma went to visit, and she brought me back a hat and a T-shirt, and I was like, "Well, I guess I'm an
There you
Eagles
go.
fan, whatever." And then
Yeah.
I didn't really care too much. I got a cool hat and whatever and T-shirt, and then little by little, I started getting more and more and more and more into it.
I didn't know you're from Puerto Rico. I had figured the way you became an Eagles fan is their NFC Championship jerseys or shirts that got shipped down there when they didn't win the NFC Championship.
Oh,
Been your shirt.
Oh.
You're thinking about Haiti and Dominican Republic and maybe Cuba. Wrong island, wrong kind of brown.
See, Keith, in the way that Jordan described how he became a fan, that's how you become a fan of a team. I know you're unclear how you do that, since usually you just pick whoever's the best.
Got an Oilers jersey.
This guy.
Yeah, I'm wearing an Oilers jersey. It's a Gretzky jersey.
Shocker. So how do you feel about Aaron Rodgers then being in the NFC, Jordan?
It's fine. He's on his way out. He's got couple more years, maybe 1 or 2 years. And we've had a good for recent memory. It's been back and forth. Eagles win, Packers win. Eagles win, Packers win.
Well,
So-
Aaron Rodgers is convinced for the next 3 or 4 years that he can win MVPs and lose in the first round of the playoffs no matter where he goes.
Yeah,
I
he's been pretty.
I just wish we could be done with Aaron Rodgers. He's
You,
just-
you over it?
oh my gosh, he's the most passive aggressive asshole I've ever come
Jack,
across.
absolute jacket.
So
Packers
you
fan,
wrote.
hate Aaron Rodgers.
So in our production sheet, you're the one that wrote Packers go
Oh,
away.
That must have been. Yeah.
Golly, he's unbelievable. He was on Pat McAfee talking. Well, I guess there's discussions going on that don't involve me. Yeah, because you don't own the team, asshole.
Yeah, there's that little detail.
Right. They don't have to check with you over every decision they make, especially when every year he doesn't commit to him. Every offseason, we got to go through the Aaron Rodgers drama of if he's going to stay or go.
That was Favre too. Favre did the same thing. He'd skip mini camps and everything like that.
Favre never said he was going to retire. He just would always skip camp.
Well, he'd always be like, I think I'm going to retire. I might retire. And then he would skip camp. I don't know. Speaking of retirement, have you seen Tom Brady's new shoes? Right?
Oh.
The TB.
Oh, that's funny. That's really funny, actually.
Nice.
Yeah, he's out mowing
Got
the
some
lawn.
shoes.
What? He just keeps getting up and walking away.
I was gonna get something. Where I put it?
So, Jim, you got a little ahead of us.
That's all right. Yeah, go ahead.
What are we drinking tonight, gentlemen?
Oh,
I don't know where I put it.
I'll go with lemonade made with stevia because I'm still trying to lose weight.
Stevia.
Stevia.
They make that?
Yeah,
He's
I don't
off, he's off of the non-alcoholic beer and into the stevia-based
I
lemonade.
thought they had to discontinue stevia, it was causing anal bleeding or something for people.
It's been in the
Oh,
fridge
he
for
doesn't
like
care
4
about
years.
anal bleeding.
No,
His
Exactly.
anus
That's
is gonna
exactly why he
bleed
bought
anyway. Yeah, his anus is going to bleed anyway. It doesn't require stevia.
well, if I ever have to go to jail, at least I got an excuse not to be cordial. Be like, look, see,
At least you'll already be
my
lubed
time
up.
of the month.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's his plan. That's the reason he has his anus bleeding, is just in case he gets picked up for something. Not like he's
I mean-
got outstanding warrants.
Oh, I look like I fit a profile, especially here in Lancaster, right? I got the
What
beard.
profile is that?
I don't
Pedophile.
know.
He's a kid toucher.
So yeah,
Jim looks like he's got the Lancaster uniform on, a hoodie and a shirt.
Hoodie.
All the guys, hoodie, shirt. I mean, hoodie and a hat, hoodie and a hat, hoodie and a hat.
this is the
Like-
classiest podcast west of Newark. Just so you know,
West of
show some
Newark.
respect.
I tonight am on Dry January's over. I am on Whiskey War tonight. I'm hoping, if all goes well, I'll polish that off tonight.
That's like one drink for you.
The
Well,
last time you were polishing off bourbon on here, Keith, it got a little sideways.
Yeah, things went weird.
A 6 pour old fashioned.
I thought about pregame a little bit, but I was like, it's my first appearance. Let me just play it safe. I don't know what I was walking into. I saw the production sheet, but I don't know what was going to happen.
Yeah,
And everybody,
I was
Go
going to say, typically people don't return by choice. They don't.
Yeah, because we had Alex on and we thought it was great. And every week, Jim's like, "Hey, Alex, are you coming on?" He's like, I gotta brush my hair."
yeah, and he's bald.
Yes.
I forgot to send Dean the link.
Yeah,
Oh,
Let me get it in here. See what
I
happens.
keep getting up.
that's all right. At least
I'm
we
gonna show
realized.
it.
At least
Go
we
ahead.
realized your pants aren't. You're actually wearing pants. That's
Yeah.
a good thing.
I thought about that too. I was thinking about wearing shorts and then getting up and just like be wearing the shorts.
I've worked from home for almost 4 years now, and there are days that I'm wearing just sweatpants and a nice shirt, like sweatpants and a polo shirt, or sweatpants and a long sleeve.
I mean,
That's
I
what he
work-
wears when we go out to karaoke: sweatpants and a polo.
Keith and I actually have a band name for our karaoke group. It's called Kitten Fister.
Kitten Fister.
Hidden Fister.
He's Kitten.
Wow.
I'm Fister.
Wow.
It's,
I'm if I had a band name, it might be called Significant Sperm. Yeah. Trademark pending.
So,
I
thing we like to do with all of our guests here. Oh, what do you?
Go ahead.
Sorry, I forgot.
am drinking an IPA that I found for cheap at Kroger, and it was only $3. And look at that,
oh,
8.5%, $3. It's called Stone Fear. No, it's called Stone. That's the brand. Fear Movie Lions Hazy Double IPA, and it's 19 ounces.
Oh, jeez.
$3 for
No.
the whole can.
$3. Go to Kroger. Go to the beer section where they have all the individual beers. Bam! This will
Yeah,
get you.
You may have a problem if you're buying individual beers.
This is for convenience because I didn't want to buy a 12-pack.
Yeah. It's classy. You didn't walk into the Speedway and buy a double deuce of PBR.
What is that? What
Bodie?
is that? Ice. There's a beer called Ice.
Ice House.
Something.
Ice House, yeah.
I
And a
had it
silver and
one
blue
time.
can.
Yeah. That's what I was. I had the logo in my head.
The thing is I buy Ice House beer, but I buy it for making brats with. That's what I use on my brats.
That's actually
I-
smart.
Yeah.
Either that or Steel Reserve 211.
So speaking of Speedway, I actually went to a Speedway to buy a Monster, and I found we talked about Speedway, but Monster makes an alcoholic drink now. As if you didn't have enough holes in your drywall, Monster now makes Monster, alcoholic Monster, which just sounds awful.
It's funny.
Sounds like
Alcoholic Monster.
I mean,
Yeah,
all they had to do was get Four Loko to put some caffeine in it, and boom.
Well, Four Loko used to be caffeinated. I actually had one
Oh, really?
when it first came out, and that will messes your whole day up.
Yeah, I had 3 of them one night, so I had like 12 Loco.
I've had about 2 or 3 too, and it was just like, bro, like I am drunk.
Yeah, or like they got sued or something, didn't they? Over that, they had caffeine,
FDA,
It was, like tons of caffeine too.
It
Yes.
wasn't that where the people were killing people and cutting their faces off, and
I think that's
was
meth.
that meth?
I think that's Florida man.
That's bath salts, by the way, because that happened in Lancaster too. We had bath salts problem.
Of course, it happened in Lancaster. It only happens in Lancaster and Nelsonville.
The epicenter of people cutting faces off.
Florida, Lancaster.
Yeah.
Is it Lancaster or is it Lancaster?
Lancaster, not Lancaster's in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. That's where the Amish live. This is Lancaster. It rhymes with Skankcaster, right? So Lancaster, Skankcaster. That's how you know it's Lancaster. We don't have Amish people here. They live outside of the city. We don't allow them in the city with their horses.
Sure?
And you'll allow General Sherman, but the Amish are off limits.
Hey. You know what? They keep acting up in the South. We'll dig his ass up and we'll send him back.
You know where I went to? I went to get some ice cream at Gypsy Joe's.
Gypsy
Joe's?
Absolutely. Their donuts are half off after 6.
Oh, you know why they're half off? Because of that last 3 times I went, they're closed. Even though you go to the website and they're closed.
So
you go to the front door, it has a sheet, something about not having enough employees, and I go, then why isn't the owner here?
Right. So the owner actually gets up early, makes the donuts in the morning. But yeah, that's a real thing going on in Lancaster, is that we struggle with keeping our restaurants staffed.
Same here, same everywhere.
Yeah.
Ours is because meth is cheap here. It's really you
don't have to work a lot of hours to buy meth.
Yeah.
You know how all these creators or whoever, any industry, always selling online courses. I bet when Breaking Bad came out, that was the online course for Lancaster.
Yes.
How to make meth.
Yeah.
So we had a rash of finding backpacks with meth being mixed in it and Gatorade bottles. And that was all over you would just see a backpack and then you'd call the police. They'd come up. They'd be like, oh, yep, meth's being made here. And they would come up with and take it and throw it in a big can because it could explode at any time.
Whoa.
Yes. Yeah.
Wow. That's great.
My wife's an ER nurse, so she's seen.
Oh, she's got all the stories.
She's an ER. She makes meth. And
No, she works at the Minute. She works at the Minute Clinic at the CVS.
No, I talk shit about her. She's great.
I bet she's got so many ER stories.
Well, there was the one where
she's so much better than us. It's like Heather and her are they're absolutely the top 2 people in our. We have 2 couples, and they are definitely the top 2 people in our 2 couples.
So I do have to tell a brief, quick story. She had a young man who got high on meth and then tried to rape his parents. And when he came down, he came down after all that meth and found out that while high on meth, he tried to rape his parents.
Oh my God.
That's happened in this town.
Jeez.
I mean, I'm not surprised for Lancaster, but damn. That's even tough to understand if the news said Florida man.
Now, I'm assuming that you've Googled your birthday and Florida man at the same time to see what happened. You've ever done?
Tell me about this.
So if you Google
what's your birthday, Gordon?
January 17th, 1989.
Show off. Are you doing it, Bert, or am I?
I've got it. January
Am I the
17th?
youngest? No, January 17th.
By far.
Yeah.
Am I the youngest? Yeah, okay. I just turned 34 on the 17th of January, and then what did I do? I went to Cheesecake Factory and just had a mojito and some food. Anyway.
So, top 2 stories. Florida man steals alligator from a golf course, tries teaching it. Tries teaching it a lesson by throwing it off the roof of a bar. Okay, that was
that was one we did a couple weeks ago.
January 17th, 2021. And then wanted Florida man promised officers he would turn himself in when he was finished with his job. That was the 2 Florida man. So if you look at Florida man,
responsible.
You'll find something crazy.
Well, I can relate to the alligator story for one little reason. Back in 1995, I got for Christmas this little gator golf. and it was just like a little alligator, and then you just like golf into it. It would open its mouth, and you put the ball in there, right? And then it would close its mouth, and it would spin, and then it would throw the ball with its tail. That's it.
So coming from Puerto Rico, do you have any like Puerto Rico man stories? Is there something that we would look at and think kind of crazy?
I was too young. That's the thing.
Okay.
Like I moved here on my 16th birthday, so like I remember, being in middle school, high school a little bit, but I never lived there as an adult. So I never went out to bars and clubs and I didn't really do anything. I went to Puerto Rico in 2021. I was shooting a mini documentary, and I was like, okay, let me go out and do stuff. Let me go to bars and stuff and experience my state and see what it's like to be an adult here, because I go visit family or whatever, but I wanna live as an adult. So I finally went to Puerto Rico and did adult things as an adult. But other than that, no, I was too young.
Gotcha. Yeah, I grew up in Southern California myself, in Inglewood, which is a suburb of LA. You will hear some gangster rap songs about it, but I went to grade school with Be Real from Cypress Hill. I mean, that's
Nice.
so. I went back as an adult, and it was different, right? Just nearly got shot. That's really it.
I nearly got shot. Well, there's a lot of shootings in Puerto Rico.
I know Be Real. Don't bother me. I know Be Real.
I know, like yeah. But, I mean, I haven't checked the stats on this for a while, but I mean, Chicago gets branded as the #1 city in the U.S. as for murder per capita.
Yeah,
but it's actually Puerto Rico, because Puerto Rico is in this gray zone where like we're not a state, but we're not a country. So every time they talk statistics about all 50 states, a lot of times it gets included, a lot of times it gets not included in there. So
depends on the political side. If the numbers make sense to make your point, then they add it.
100%, because when they were talking about COVID, Puerto Rico and Vermont or New Hampshire had the highest vaccination rates in the country. So they decided to include Puerto Rico all of a sudden in the country.
When you're doing well, right?
Mm.
Look at our friends in Puerto Rico. They're doing so well.
They're vaccinating over there.
Good.
So one thing we like to do here, Jordan, is we like to do our 5 faces, and we like to have our guests do that. And that is the 5 people you would punch in the face given the opportunity. Who's your 5 faces?
Dak Prescott.
Dak Prescott. He is on mine. He is on mine. I said that he was on mine because he looks like a fucking thumb.
Thumb? I guess I can see that because he doesn't have long hair. I guess I can see that. Second, my ex-wife.
Oh yes.
No, we actually ended our marriage pretty great. Actually, she went on vacation with her boyfriend at the time, and that dog sat for her in her apartment while she was on vacation with her boyfriend. So we ended up.
Good. Sorry.
So we ended great. Anyway,
Keith wants to know if she's single though.
No, she just got engaged.
How engaged?
Yeah.
I'll check if she's pregnant.
How pregnant?
yeah. What's the abortion weeks in Ohio? I don't know the. So Dak Prescott, Eli, my ex-wife, Eli Manning, just because he's a Giants. Just because he's a Giants fan. And I don't know the other 2 people. Because all the other answers are boring, like Hitler and Mussolini and whatever. It's a generic answer.
I mean, why you got to pick on Eli Manning? He's the slowest of the Mannings. I mean,
he went to Philly for the Giants Eagles games, and there's a video of fans like looking up at the box where he's at, and everybody
and his giant forehead.
Yeah, it was big eyes. I don't know who are the other 2 be. Let's see. Oh, okay. I can throw you one. I work with this guy on a short film in beginning of January, and when you lie in your resume and you still get the job, that was him.
Been there. I had this job where I was working on printers, and I had lied the shit out of my resume.
Oh my God, this dude was terrible. He didn't know anything. I'm like, hey, I need you to set up this, and this, and I go to the truck where all the stuff is, and he's like just pulling out stuff one at a time, trying to figure out. I'm like, okay, all right. here's what we're gonna do. Here's this. This is this. Anyway. Let's see. One more. I don't know.
I did
Client.
Logano twice, so you could do Dak Prescott twice if you want to.
Yeah, let's do Dak Prescott twice. One for each interception he threw against the 49ers. And I'm not punching him because I'm upset that he threw the interceptions. I just want to pile on him.
Mhm.
Is it only 2 that he threw? It felt like it was a lot more than that.
I know. Oh, the
He
Eagles.
tried to throw more than 2, but those guys couldn't catch the ball.
Right.
And you always see these NFL memes. So like, oh, Dak Prescott threw his helmet, but it got intercepted or something.
Dak Prescott owes Zeke Elliott so much of that contract because if Zeke hadn't been there that rookie year, he would have never won Rookie of the Year. He would have never blossomed as a quarterback. It was all Zeke.
Yeah,
Sorry,
and then they win Rookie of the Year together or something. I think I remember them on stage together at the ESPN Honors or something. NFL Honors.
Zeke presented the Rookie of the Year trophy to Dak. That's how that worked. Yeah, I'm like Zeke should have been Rookie of the Year. He was more dominant, but oh well.
Yeah,
we move on.
But Dak Prescott sucks, so hey, keep him on the Cowboys. Sign him to a 15-year contract.
Right. Yeah.
So we want to go on to the guy that Keith wants to fist or punch, Aaron Rodgers, and
We said what I think our piece has been said about Aaron Rodgers.
I
I don't
keep
know.
going on about him if you'd like to.
We can. I mean, we've got time.
Well, let's let Jim talk about Aaron Rodgers. He's been really quiet. Go. You get floor is yours. You got 5 minutes. Go.
5 minutes.
I cede my time to the
for the congressman from Ohio.
Right. I said quite a bit about him. He's super annoying. The guy, he has a Super Bowl title because Rashard Mendenhall for the Steelers cannot hold on to the football. He's
where'd you go?
Honestly, I think he's overrated as a
I
quarterback.
think I'm having a connection issue. Hold on.
Oh, Keith.
Every week, it's got to be one of us.
It's our best bit is connection issues.
Lancaster Internet. I know everybody doesn't live in Lancaster.
Well, he lives in Grove Canal. He's up in Canal, so
Canal, yeah.
Yeah,
he's across the railroad tracks. He's in the slums of Canal.
So yeah.
I think Aaron is a little. I don't think Aaron is an asshole per se, but I think I relate to a lot of Aaron stuff because I come across as very direct.
I rarely have connection issues.
Oh, yeah, I rarely have connection issues.
This is what you do.
Buddy.
You just love to irritate the shit out of me, don't you? Is
Well,
that a Hurts jersey? Is that a Hurts jersey? Is that Jalen Hurts?
No, Alshon Jeffrey. I found it today on Facebook Marketplace
for $8.
Yeah, I bought it. I'm going to give it to Jordan this weekend. So I bought it solely for this show.
Yeah. He asked me if I had a jersey, and I do have a bunch of jerseys, but none that would fit him.
This is a 4X. I didn't realize it was a 4X. I thought it was a 2X. Like me and you can wear this one together for the Super Bowl.
Damn, that is a large jersey.
So you're wearing an offensive lineman jersey, is what you're wearing.
Right.
Looks a little
Me
snug.
and Alshon Jeffrey could share this.
When I had an ex-girlfriend, Danielle Lubelski. Oh, Danielle, rest in peace. She's alive.
Was it like with Julie?
She told me then when she was a kid, when she would fight with her brother, her mom would put she and her brother in a big shirt together and make him hold a big shirt. Make him wear it together and make him hold hands on the couch to get along after fighting.
Oh my gosh.
They call that a pregnancy shirt in Kentucky. Is what they do.
Immaculate conception.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have another wardrobe change tonight, Keith? Does your Patrick Mahomes jersey come in yet?
No, I was trying to get a Chiefs jersey and I couldn't get a hold of one.
Right. Yeah. I figured you would.
Yeah. I did order a Chiefs jersey. It was one of the ones that I ordered. I ordered 25 jerseys, Jim.
That's more teams
None of
for
them
the playoffs.
None of them were Packers jerseys.
So Jim is that your only Burt's? I can't say how I recognize the logo, but I kind of recognize the font.
Yeah,
Dixon feet.
Yeah, Dixon feet. That's what I specialize in. Yeah.
sending and receiving.
But the funny thing is every picture of Bert is a dick pic. So
And so Jim, you're a Packers fan?
Oh no.
No.
Steelers
No,
fan.
I'm a Steelers fan.
Oh, okay. You just hate Aaron.
I just hate Aaron Rodgers. I had really no feelings towards him until the last couple of years. And then every offseason, it's the Aaron Rodgers as the world turns show.
I've had
I know,
very
really.
strong feelings about Aaron Rodgers for the since he signed contract after he won the Super Bowl, they beat the Steelers, loved him, and then he signed the contract that led to him essentially decimating the team and causing them to lose in the playoffs every single year because they can't keep talent because they can't pay him.
Isn't Aaron making like 30 million this year or something? 50.
50 million, yeah. Out of a $200
Oh my.
million salary cap.
Oh, I'd go up there and lick his butthole for $1 million.
So
Just give me
Do the-
something.
do the butthole scissor for that. Yeah.
Yeah, for $1 million, bring it. I'll do it.
But yeah, so imagine you're an offensive lineman and you're up for a big contract extension, but you can't get it because Aaron takes up most of the salary cap.
Right. I've
I mean,
always said that I feel like Aaron Rodgers, he signs these big contracts and then he also forces them to load all the aluminum cans in the back of his pickup so he can take them to the recycling center as part of his contract.
It's a court order community service. But on the lineman issue that you bring up, we're going to be in that same scenario next year because this is Jalen Hurts. He's due. But you see,
is he going to take the biggest contract he can take, or is he going to take a reasonable contract so that there's room everywhere else?
I think he's going to be reasonable. I think he's going to be the new generation of quarterbacks that understands that, yes, everybody wants to make as much money as possible. Your career can end the next game on an injury. I get that. But I think these athletes I think one of the reasons they're professional athletes, obviously, because they're gifted physically and they practice and they put the time in. It's not just a gift. But I think with that, it comes a little bit more long-term, big picture thinking. Maybe not with Antonio Brown because he's a freaking cuckoo mess. But look at that couch. But I think, and I hope
he's going to take the Brady path.
I would hope so. And I hope that he supplements that money that he's not making with ads and commercials and whatever. I was like, dude, go out there and make your money. Go for it. But the way I view, maybe this is a Philly thing, because even though I'm not from Philly, but I'm embedded in the culture and I got family there and I'm there all the time. The way I view the Eagles is that you are an elected representative. I didn't vote for you, but I feels like I vote for you. You're working for us. You're working for me. You're working for the city. You're working for my ticket money. You're working for my merchandise money. You're working for all my money. So I think that if you come to Philly, you should be aware that you're not playing for you. You're playing for us. And we care about you and we want you to be successful. But you're here for us. You're a public servant. Just like the mayor, just like the deputy mayor, whatever, police officer, they're serving the people. So I think that's what makes Philadelphia special. I think that's why the fans have such a big voice.
And Santa Claus.
Yeah, that was in the 60s.
Snowballs at Santa.
It happens. And there used to be a jail in the old stadium, veteran stadium, I think it's called. But I that's why I think that the Eagles fans are so intense so intense is because, listen, you're playing for us. We love you. We respect you. We want you to be successful. But at the end of the day, it's about the city, not you.
Jalen Hurts is a super personable guy. I followed him at Alabama, followed his career at Alabama. Super personable guy. The last year that he was the starter there, I called for Tua to be the starter all year long because I felt like Tua was a better player at the time. And I still feel like at the time Tua was a better player. I don't know if it's the Philly system or that he's blossomed into a better player, but he is considerably better than I expected him to be.
I agree. And I think it's a combination of two things. Well, let me back up. Yes, Tua. I mean, you were right because they replaced him in the championship game. They replaced him in the championship game, brought in Tua, boom, won the championship. Oversimplified version of that. But also to his work ethic, his ethics, his mentality. He's a coach's son. I think his personality and the way he was brought up and his mentality of how we haven't done shit yet. He was saying when we were 8-0, he was like, we haven't done anything yet. That doesn't mean anything. So I think it's that plus being in Philly, it was a good match. It was a good match. And obviously the O line and the D line.
Yeah, I was hoping you were going to get to that. It's not like he got bumped
as a starter this year.
Say that again.
See, 15-1 as a starter this year. I feel like they lost 3 games and he was out for 2 of them.
Yeah. He lost to the Commanders, Washington Commanders, and then he got hurt, and then they lost 2, and then they're like, all right, we need to go win this game against the Giants so we can get the number 1 seed. So he came back and he played, and he wasn't 100%, but I mean, it's also been super beneficial to have an incredible offensive line that's allowed him to progress and get better and have the time to make a great throw or make a mistake, but at least he has the ability to make that decision and learn from it.
Yeah. Well, Bama's got a quarterback this year that I have compared to Jalen Hurts a lot, and it looks like he's not even going to be the starter there. So Jalen Milroe isn't even going to be the starter at Alabama this year. They're going to have Ty Simpson starting.
You were screaming for him to be the starter over the Heisman winning quarterback.
Because I feel like he added something to the offense that with not having very good wide receivers, he added a running element to the game that to the Alabama offense jeez.
Drink another one, Keith.
Bryce Young.
Bryce Young. He added a dimension that Bryce Young couldn't. So
yeah, I
now whether that was Bryce Young's inability or that was Bryce Young's protection of himself, knowing that he was going pro, could have been a little column A, a little column B.
I just think they weren't as good as a team of a team.
And they weren't. They didn't have decent receivers. It took 8 or 9 games for them to get Jahmyr Gibbs to the point that he needed to be at. If he'd have been that way at the beginning of the season, I think they would have had a better game against Tennessee. Now, whether they won that game or not, I don't know. That game was a whole lot closer than it should have been. Tennessee should have won that game by 2 or 3 touchdowns.
Oh, you're saying,
right. Tennessee should have won that game by 2 or 3 touchdowns, and they only won it by a field goal. So, what I'm saying,
never financially recover from this.
Put that on a T-shirt, trademark pending.
Yeah. So whatever. I don't know if they would have won that game if Jahmyr Gibbs was playing better or not, but it doesn't matter. They didn't win that one. They didn't win the LSU game. LSU game was kind of a fluke. That two-point conversion at the end that they probably should have defended better. Shouldn't have been in the position. Alabama shouldn't be in a position for games to be over on 2-point conversions. That just shouldn't be. That's not the way they play. That's not the way Ohio State plays. And that's 100%. Why every time Ohio State gets into tight jams, they end up losing games because so used to playing ahead that you don't have the game plan for playing close games.
Yeah, the Buckeyes are like, we're not gonna we're gonna lose by 1 or 2, whatever. We're
right,
gonna lose we're gonna lose at the a stroke of midnight.
that's what I feel like is one of Nick Saban as a head coach. That's his biggest weakness, is not being able to play games from behind. So the year that Ohio State beat them in the playoffs, Ohio State got 7 points, maybe 14 points out ahead, and the game plan changed to where they had to go and get all of those points on one play. So they ran at the end of the game down 7 points. They ran basically 4 Hail Mary plays instead of trying to march up the field and give themselves something to play with at the end of the game. They had they went after it on every play. And it was and these are big Ohio State fans. I am not saying that Alabama would have won that game. I think their game plan was wrong at the end, and it took any chance that they had to win the game away.
Can we talk a little bit about the Philly lineman that's looking at jail time? What happened there?
He's like a third string.
He was on the 2 deep this year.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, I looked it up.
He played 1 game this year. He played 1 game.
He played 7 downs this year.
All I'm saying is that like Cleveland's already drooling at the idea of signing him. So
that's how desperate Cleveland is.
Yeah.
The Cleveland, if they're that desperate, it reminds me of the movie The Longest Yard. Just all these people just trying to play football. And it's like, we'll take anybody.
Yeah. They tried to draft Adam Sandler as their quarterback twice.
Twice.
So our Philly fan in our group sent that story, and then one of the guys replies, said, "Sounds like a guy that would fit right in Philly."
Yeah, I mean, really. 100%. Yeah, I mean,
that is the doctor that has left me on red.
Yeah.
talk about assholes. You go to Philly, you find out of a bunch of them.
Right.
I honestly, I have 2 jersey ideas, 2 custom jersey ideas. I had one that has the number 1, and then on the back, obviously, it also has the number, but on the name it says sober. How many days sober?
Yeah.
one day sober.
Like it.
And
Like it.
And shit, I forgot the other one. Just slipped my mind. Anyway, let's move on. It'll come back to me in 30 minutes when we're not even on the podcast.
We're not recording anymore.
Yeah, we're not recording. Oh, and yeah, asshole, number 1 asshole. But the Philadelphia Eagles are not gonna send you that jersey. You're gonna have to custom make that.
You know what? I can get that custom made for you.
I'm listening.
I can get it custom made from the same place I got the other 25 custom made.
We'll talk.
What's next, Keith?
We're gonna talk about movies. Movies in general. What is your favorite sports movie?
Or are we doing? Well, I don't know if I have an actual favorite, but Major League has to be up there.
Oh yes, I love it. Willie Mays Hayes.
Willie Mays Hayes. Yeah,
That was 2
I don't know
different actors.
In the second one, yeah.
Well, the first one, there was one actor in the first one, and then Omar Epps was in the second one.
Right.
Yeah.
Guy that looks just like the Steelers head coach.
And Omar Epps was in this movie called Love and Basketball too.
So
Is he really?
Wesley Snipes was Willie Mays Hayes in the first film.
Wesley Snipes. That's the name.
And then he had legal trouble because he wasn't paying his taxes because he was part of a church that told him that he didn't have to pay taxes.
No. He wasn't a part of a church. He defined himself as a sovereign citizen.
What?
Yeah, he was part of the sovereign citizen movement.
Did he say it or did he declare it?
I declare sovereignty. You can't kill vampires and be a sovereign citizen. That just doesn't work. You can't do both.
I get it, but he was part of the sovereign citizen movement, which has been defined by the U.S. government as a terrorist group, as domestic terrorism.
I think you're mixing your facts there.
I think this is spiraling.
I have done massive research on the sovereign citizen movement.
All right, another great one. Miracle. USA Hockey.
I don't know that I've seen Miracle.
Yeah,
Oh,
I don't-
with
I don't know that I've seen it or not.
Kurt Russell.
yes,
something
Yeah.
Russell.
Kurt Russell. Yep. Kurt Russell and a whole bunch of nobodies.
Okay. I remember the Mighty Ducks movies in the 90s. We watched
Yeah.
a lot of that. There was no snow in Puerto Rico, but I was still watching Mighty Ducks movies.
Yeah.
I am obviously a fan of Days of Thunder.
Yes. Yeah.
Tom
movie.
Cruise, NASCAR.
Yep.
Tom Cruise NASCAR. I'm a NASCAR guy. I'm a huge NASCAR fan. So
I was wondering why the hell in the production sheet it said something about NASCAR. I was like,
You
you know
puts
what?
that
Do you
in
want to be
every
kicked
week.
off the show? If you want to be kicked off the show, you'll keep talking shit about NASCAR.
He puts that
Fuck
on the sheet
Philly.
he
Fuck
puts on the sheet.
Philadelphia.
He puts that on the sheet every week, hoping that we start talking about it.
We're going
I
to talk
mean,
about it. 'cause
And it gets
this
ignored
weekend-
every week.
This weekend, they're going to be racing in the LA Coliseum.
Oh, what happened to Daytona?
They raced
In?
the preseason exhibition race is inside the LA Coliseum.
It
And then
fits
they
in
go
the
to
LA.
Daytona.
It fits in there. Fits in the LA
They built
Coliseum.
a quarter-mile track last year in the LA
That is-
Coliseum, and they're redoing it again this year.
I'm not a NASCAR fan. I like NASCAR. I appreciate NASCAR. I watched NASCAR when I was younger because I was trying to be all white boy stuff when I moved here. But but watching a NASCAR race in that tiny LA Coliseum has to be amazing because you're right there. I mean,
Yeah,
so close.
The cars are and then this new car that they've built, it's damn near bulletproof.
I didn't know
they
when the
just
new generation was coming out.
Last year was the next gen car, and there's guys that Kyle Larson, a race last year, pounded the wall off turn 2, flattened both right side tires, came in, changed the tires, and won the damn race. 2
Same
years
car?
ago, same car. 2 years ago, he'd have been out of the race, damn near knocked the wall down, changed 2 tires, or changed all 4 tires, but got the flat tires off the car and ended up winning the race.
I just noticed your background.
Oh yeah,
Is
the
that-
replacement.
The replacement I was
replacements.
going to be was like the replacement John Favreau, and I recognize the other actor, but I don't know his name. But yeah.
Yeah. Keanu Reeves, Gene Hackman, wonderful film. I watched it recently. It was like the one thing that the big plot hole in it is that Keanu Reeves comes in, like he couldn't have been the backup quarterback during that game. He had to leave so the starter could be there.
Oh,
But-
now we know who the Buccaneers are going to draft next year. Keanu
Where are they
Reeves.
Keanu Reeves,
gonna-
yeah.
Keanu Reeves.
He's the right age.
It's just-
Oh wait, you know what? Stetson Bennett. They could go with the same age of quarterback next season.
That's Bennett. I don't even know who that is.
He's the
That's
starting quarterback for Georgia.
quarterback that won 2 straight national championships.
Yeah, and he's going straight into
Oh.
Social
He's
Security.
older
payments.
than Lamar. He's graduating from Georgia, and he's older than Lamar Jackson.
How old is he?
26 or 27.
26, I think. Yeah.
Is he like an 7th year senior or some shit
Yeah,
like
he,
that?
he took every extension he could possibly get.
Doc-
He
Dr.
went
Bennett.
to Georgia. He transferred to a junior college. He played 2 years at his junior college, came back to Georgia, was a backup behind Jake Fromm,
Yep.
and then went into last season as the backup, and the starter got hurt. He took over, won the national championship, came back in this year. This is his 6th year
So he
of
was
total eligibility, and he won a second national title.
he was at Georgia with when Justin Fields was at Georgia.
Right.
Yeah.
He would have been the 3rd string if Justin Fields had stayed. He would have been the 3rd string. But Justin Fields came to Ohio State. He stayed at Georgia.
Why did he play for so long? He just wanted to get better. We're going to get fundamentals. What did he say?
Because he's not going to be an NFL.
Because he's not going to be a pro quarterback.
There's a big debate on the show whether kids should be allowed to stay in college until they're 30, and this is
Jim thinks people should be able to stay as long as they want to.
I agree with that because when I was at Ohio State, I was doing my undergrad. There was like a fucking 55-year-old man sitting next to me because he's getting his master's done. So you don't know what people are taking for what reason.
but he's not
Oh,
playing
he's not going to
football.
play. Yeah,
He's not playing football, right? It's you've got 28-year-olds playing against 19-year-olds. It's not the
But
same.
what's the advantage there? And wouldn't the advantage be towards the 19-year-old that's healthier and younger and faster and
I
stronger?
don't know, because your body continues to develop.
Right.
So you start developing these big muscles at 15 or 16 years old. At 26, there's a reason that the NFL players are better than college players, and it's because they've had longer to develop their skills. They've had longer to develop their muscles.
But how many you're talking about quarter? It's to the front now because it's Stetson Bennett. It's a quarterback. How many backup tight ends, offensive linemen are there that are 25, 26 years old that have been there for 6 years? You don't hear about it. It's just brought to the surface now because Stetson Bennett is.
I haven't used any of my college eligibility yet. Heads up.
Just throwing it out there.
Just throwing it out there.
Are you going to
Just
play
in
a
case.
women's basketball team?
Last year I went undrafted yet again, despite a solid 40 in great hands. So
Got to be frustrating.
There's a comedian. There's a comedian, Tom Segura. You guys heard of him?
Oh yes,
He
yes.
I love it. Your Mom's House podcast. So Bill Burr is my favorite comedian because he's always angry and I'm always angry. So that's why, because I have that connection. But other than that, Tom Segura is my favorite. But he has a joke about, oh yeah, I speak Spanish. And then people come up to me all the time. They're like, oh, I speak Spanish. I took 4 years in high school. He was like, I played fucking football in college. The Broncos aren't giving me a look this weekend. I don't know. You have to be there.
Yeah.
So,
Dean's excuse this week was I was driving home from work, now eating dinner, hanging with my son, might watch Pirates of the Caribbean.
in my 7th bathroom.
So Days of Thunder. I love Days of Thunder.
Caddyshack.
Caddyshack. Sticking with, for me, the racing theme, Talladega Nights.
Is that Ricky Bobby?
Yeah.
Ricky Bobby. I don't
even know. That's how crazy it is. I don't even know the name of the movie. I just know Ricky Bobby, Shake and Bake.
Okay, first, your last.
Were those all your movies, Bert? How many did you get?
Yeah, I'm good with that. I enjoy a good sports movie now and then. I actually started watching the Jackie Robinson story. I've watched a few clips and get ready to watch that. It looks really good.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Jordan.
Oh, no. I was going to say that one movie that completely surprised me, not sports related, Bohemian Rhapsody. I was like, holy shit, this is a fantastic movie.
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, it's all subjective. I loved it. And then I saw the Elton John movie and I was like, this is garbage. So, but the Bohemian Rhapsody, just like, wow, that's really good. Anyway, Keith.
So, this is in the realm of sports movies. It's a racing thing again. And I don't know if anybody else has seen it. I have. It's called 3, the Dale Earnhardt movie. It's got Barry Pepper as he's the star of it, which funny thing, he was also the star of the Roger Maris movie. Roger Maris
Barry
was
Pepper,
also number 3. But it is a pretty good movie. He plays Dale Earnhardt in the movie, and it's a pretty good movie.
I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna look it up and put it on my list of things to watch. 3.
Right, you could probably watch it for $2 on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, movie. I like to challenge myself and watch movies that I don't think I'm gonna like, and then I was like, oh, I was pleasantly surprised. Like Bohemian Rhapsody. Like I kept seeing it, and I was like, oh yeah, it's on there. I was like, all right, click. I was like, holy shit, that was a good movie.
I will tell you one movie to avoid is The Eternals on Disney Plus. It was horrible. 2 hours, 20 minutes, and it was bad.
Who owns Disney Plus?
Disney Plus.
I like Star Wars.
Disney Plus.
You got kids?
I have it for The Mandalorian and all
Bad Batch and
the spin-offs.
The Little Mermaid.
It's like 99% designed for their parents to buy Disney Plus for their kids when they shut up. And then they sprinkle in a couple of shows, like for us, Star Wars nerds. We're like, hell yeah, Obi-Wan's coming out. Play.
FYI.
There you go.
Nice.
I don't know if you guys noticed that it happened, but
No. Thanks for
I guess
telling
you
me.
seem. I guess you seem drunk to me all the time. I couldn't tell the difference then.
you probably
I'll go
ought to,
with.
I think you ought to watch Slow Burn, that episode. Shit got
Are
out
you
of hand. I don't remember about the last 10 minutes of that show.
I'll go with my movies. I'll go with my
Go for
movies.
it.
There we go. I wrote it down. Okay. Oh, those are the people that I would punch in the face. Dak Prescott squared. Silver Linings Playbook. Philly thing. Invincible. Philly thing.
Silver Linings
Great.
Playbook.
What?
Yeah.
What about the Notebook? How do you feel about that too?
I love it. I'm not gonna lie. I cried during the Notebook.
You actually have seen it. I was just joking. Sorry.
Oh no, I've seen it. That came out in 2004. I was like 15, 16. No, it's like I was 15, 14. I was 14. Yeah.
That's my
Anyway.
go-to when anybody ever asks me what movie I like, and I'm being
The
sarcastic.
Now,
Notebook. It's a good
doing
movie.
sports movies, or are we doing all movies?
Oh, we're just doing sports for I understand.
Okay.
But we can talk about a couple
Are
of
you
movies that we like on the side. So Silver Linings Playbook, Invincible, and you know what my favorite thing about the movie Invincible is that Mark Wahlberg is a huge Patriots fan, and then he played an Eagles fan, and then we beat him in the Super Bowl. And then Mark Wahlberg has a couple dealerships here in Columbus.
Oh yeah.
Mark Wahlberg Chevrolet. And I miss the opening, and he was at the opening. And I wanted to go to the grand opening with my trophy and my jersey and just take a picture with him. I didn't want to trash talk. I just want to be passive aggressive. Hey, Mark, nice to meet you, man. Blah, blah, blah. Let's take a selfie. Eagles, everything.
It's great. Movie.
Right? Yeah. So Silver Linings, Invincible, Rocky, Angels in the Outfield. Do you remember that one?
Ooh.
I do remember. that.
Oh, 1994.
Yeah.
Glover, whatever his
Danny
first name
Glover.
is.
Danny
Glover.
Yeah.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt, I think was in it. I think he was like one of the kids in it. Anyway, and I want to say that movie / Field of Dreams, because I grew up playing baseball, so all the baseball movies were like, oh yeah, that's me. I'm like, oh, hit the ball. And then the number one on my list. This is purely emotional. This is purely because I feel it in my heart, kind of mentally, emotionally. Little Giants. Do you remember that movie?
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
don't
I
think
do
I've seen
remember that movie.
No.
Little Giants. Giants against the Cowboys. And then there's a play that they run called the annexation of Puerto Rico. And I'm like, yeah. So that's my number one favorite sports movie. Little Giants. Okay.
Nice.
I don't think I've
Because we beat the Cowboys and then talked about Puerto Rico. Go Birds.
right.
Okay. So I'm going to do mine. Major League 2. I like 2 better than 1.
You're full of shit.
No,
Nobody.
Trying to piss
Nobody
everybody off.
likes Major League 2 over.
And if
I-
they didn't like Major League 2, they're like, they made a second one?
Yeah.
I preferred 2 over 1.
Okay.
Okay.
Why?
You and Omar Epps are the only 2 people that like Major League 2 over Major League 1.
Okay. I'm going to go Days of Thunder.
Mm-hmm.
And this is in no particular order. This one guys may not remember. Adam Sandler, Hustle. You remember Hustle?
Yeah,
It was a
Isn't that
last year movie. Great movie.
Wasn't that just on
yes,
Netflix?
yes. That was an incredible movie. He was trying to get that player from Spain or something.
Yes.
That was a fantastic movie.
Never mind. I'm thinking of the one where he was a degenerate gambler. What was that one called?
Uncut Gems.
Yes. Yep. Okay. Never mind.
But Uncut Gems and the other movie, basketball movie, that was fantastic.
Right. Hustle, wasn't he a scout for the 76ers?
Yep.
And then this one it was a good movie, Facing the Giants. I don't know if any of you have seen Facing the Giants.
We'll look it up real quick.
It's a Christian football movie.
I'm not
which-
gonna look it up anymore.
It's the same as every other Christian movie. It's like it's the same as, but it was a great movie.
It's all about the rapture. Just get that touchdown right in time with the rapture.
Basically, yeah. Basically, yeah.
Let's talk about a walk-off touchdown.
So you're
Right.
your of your 4 Mount Rushmore sports movies is Facing the what?
Facing the Giants,
Facing the Giants,
Hustle,
Major League 2,
and Days.
and Days of Thunder. Your Mount Rushmore.
Yes.
When
I
Bird
didn't
said
like
Major
Field
League,
of Dreams. Field of Dreams falls into everybody's. I didn't like Field of Dreams.
That's fine, but
I liked it because I was a kid. I'm 34, so when it came out, I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
baseball stuff."
We had beards. We were
Yes.
full-grown adults with beards.
I only got this beard last week when the Eagles won the NFC Championship game.
you gotta love Field of Dreams when the ball player comes out and he realizes it's his dad. Come on.
Ooh, I got a short story, little tiny story.
Yeah.
I had a friend in
This
Cleveland.
is called the Stories, Sports, and Sarcasm Podcast.
And slurring of your S's.
The
Thank you.
slurring of your S's.
I'm
Thank
wearing-
you.
Funny story. This was supposed to be the Thirsty Beaver podcast, and Jim said he wouldn't be on it if we called it that.
Thirsty Beaver. Would you like some wood? Literally, I have some wood right here. Hold on. Please stand by. Please hold.
We talked about this. He was like, "Oh, what's this podcast going to be called?" I was like, "Thirsty Beaver Podcast." He's like, "I'm out." All right,
Oh, man.
a new name.
The mini story that I had, it was like I had a friend, doctor at University of Cincinnati Hospital, pediatrics, stayed at his condo, whatever. Stayed at his condo. He's a friend of mine. Oh, you can stay here. I was going to the Eagles Browns game preseason 2018. I stay in his room. There's a fucking handwritten letter by Kevin Costner in a frame.
What?
And it's just like, oh, thank you so much, thank you so much for the room. It did great for me or whatever. And they had a round bed. I stayed on a round bed
What?
in the same bed and room that Kevin Costner stayed in.
Anytime there's a round bed, there is a hidden camera somewhere. Just so you know.
There's a mirror right here, and there's cameras everywhere. Well, I like that background. So that's my mini story.
That's our. I paid
logo.
$15 for that logo.
How much?
I wanted 15. I wanted
That's
to
a
take
deal.
the center out of it, and I wanted to put like our cartoon faces in it, but I can't get either one of these sons of bitches to send me their picture so I can get it cartoonified.
Is that a pen tip? Old school
No,
pen
it's
tip?
a microphone. That's a microphone.
Oh, if you look at it, if you don't look at the little microphone, and if you look at the shape of the white,
Oh
Heather
yeah.
thought it was Heather thought it was a vagina.
no, that's more like a butthole.
You would
But yeah,
know,
no,
Jordan.
yeah, definitely. That's why I take the same pills that Bird takes for that anal lubrication bleeding. But yeah, and now I might have ruined the logo for you, but it looks like an old school
I can
pen.
Yeah.
They would dip the ink and then write on it.
It looks like a fountain pen.
Quill pen.
Yeah.
Fountain
Yeah.
pen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Quill.
Oh my god! I was like, I
Is it
couldn't think
not
of the
quill?
name. It's a
Is that
fountain
it?
pen.
A quill was the feather.
Yeah.
Right.
Quill is what they wrote the Declaration of Independence with. A fountain pen is what they wrote, you know.
Keith,
other
maybe
stuff.
you
Everything
should
else.
ease back into drinking after dry January.
Dry January was rough for me.
Dip your
I was only mad for like 25 days of it.
Jim, what you got for your movies?
well, I think I went through them kind of throughout. It was,
Oh, did you? Oh, you might have
yeah,
done it. Okay.
yeah. Miracle, Major League,
Uh-huh.
Rocky, and what was my fourth? Caddyshack.
Major League One, not Major League Two.
Yes. When you say Major League,
Major League 2 is better.
you don't have to distinguish which one it is when you say Major League. Everybody
Just
knows
say
what the
Major
hell
League.
you're talking about.
Major League 2 was better.
I will give you the scene where Charlie Sheen comes out at the end and they like, holy shit, he's back, right? That was kind of cool. That was the only scene that even was up to par with Major League One. That was
Rookie of
only
the
part.
year was better than Major League.
How many quotes can you say from Major League?
I don't know.
Lots. How many
Not
from
many.
Major League Two? None.
Was that a strike?
Trying
That's
to
definitely
aggravate.
that.
Just a bit outside.
There you go. What movie was that?
So
I remember Major League 2. He said he's not taking any practice swings because he doesn't want to kill any gnats.
Oh yeah, it was Pedro Serrano.
who's the Allstate guy, right? He's the Allstate insurance guy.
That's Jake.
Yep.
Not Jake.
Not
He's
Jake.
the guy that does the
State
Mean
Farm.
Boys.
Oh yeah, I'll say State Farm. Never mind.
They all screw you over. It doesn't matter.
That
So-
is very true. Did you see this unfair thing that they're some insurance companies are dropping Kias that are getting stolen?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Go on,
because
what
it's
were
too
you
easy
gonna
to
say, Bert?
steal.
You're
No,
about
that's
to
it.
say something. Go.
What's your
No, no.
feelings on Kia, Jim?
Don't buy them unless you want to be replacing the engine.
See, my wife has a 2022 Kia.
That
I
she's
know.
got
That's
powertrain.
why I said that.
Yeah, she's got the powertrain warranty.
Once they get out of the powertrain warranty, actually, once they get out of the 336, get out of them. Get
You
out.
know?
So I think we buried something today. It is Keith's birthday Saturday, right?
No, is it
Yeah,
really?
yeah. Happy
Are we
birthday.
Are we going
nice.
over to his house and drinking?
You are more than welcome to. We'll be here Saturday.
I will not be. The last time I was at Keith's drinking, it was an episode from the
Turned
office.
Shit went sideways.
It was the third most uncomfortable night of my life.
One of the other two. I want to know about the other two.
The other two were Keith also. One when he asked me to help him move out of
Oh
his
shit!
ex's house.
So
And
That is
Oh,
a true
we gotta-
test of a
we got to get
friendship.
into this. So I asked Jim to help me move. So my youngest son's mom, I was moving out of her house. I asked Jim to help me move. We got everything out of the house. Like I took the mattress off.
you're skipping way ahead here.
Hold
You're
on, hold on.
skipping way ahead.
So I got the mattress off the bed that she slept in. I ripped her sheets off and took the mattress because it was mine. We pull out and I was like, oh shit, I forgot the KitchenAid mixer in the house.
Priorities.
So we went around the block. I pulled up in front. I went and
The
knocked on
office.
the door. And I was like, hey, I forgot the KitchenAid mixer. So I went back in the house and got the KitchenAid mixer and brought it out.
There's
Jim's
Oh,
so much more to
balls.
that story.
balls.
I show up and he's moving himself, like moving all of his shit out of a house. This wasn't like a 1-bedroom apartment, and he has like a 12-foot U-Haul.
So, yeah, we had to make
Trailer.
3 trips.
It wasn't an enclosed trailer, nothing. So, and he had packed barely anything.
Typical guy.
Yes. And this is someone that he's moving out from who does not like him in the least.
No.
Neither does her mom that was standing in the garage screaming
Yee.
the MF word at him for
She
5
called
minutes
me a motherfucker.
as
Jim called you a motherfucker 2 weeks ago.
as I'm trying to help move stuff out. She's screaming over top of me, calling him an MF.
Say it. Say it.
That's all right.
Say it.
Easy.
Baby
Woo.
Jesus is listening. Baby Jesus is listening.
It was
So,
so
I do know that when we got that stuff over to the storage unit I kept it in, Jim, we got it all loaded in the storage unit, pulled the door down, locked it. He was like, hey, when you need to move this stuff, don't fucking call me.
I did. that was rough.
Yeah, I mean, that's a true test of a friendship. When you help somebody move, we better be fucking tight.
Yeah.
Like, tight.
So,
tight.
I got one of those. It's a 52-inch Husky toolbox, and it's like solid steel, and it is the heaviest toolbox in the world. And Jim and wait, I didn't take any of the tools out of it. We moved it.
Oh my god!
This was horrible. This was just terrible. It
While
was,
somebody's screaming, "You motherfucker!" and you're
Yes.
like, awkward. I'm just here to help move the couch. I have no dog in this fight."
oh, her dad was there sitting on the
Well,
couch as I'm carrying this mattress off of her bed out of the house.
Off of her bed.
no, he said
we didn't
the
even move
dad.
the mattress out of the other room onto her bed. We just grabbed it, threw her pillows and her sheet off of it, and moved it out.
Oh my god! I was gonna say the dad was sitting on the couch as you were moving it out,
Yeah.
just to make
Sitting
it
on the
heavier.
couch. If I was him, I probably would have punched Keith, but he just sat there and
Yeah.
He
Five people
wanted
to
to
punch.
punch me.
yeah.
He wanted to punch me the week before, because the week before I couldn't get a storage unit. So I was like, hey, I'm gonna have the stuff is a lot of the stuff was in the garage. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna have to leave this here. And she's like, no, I'm gonna throw it away. So she called the police, and the police told her she had to leave it there, which pissed her off. She was so pissed off about that.
Yeah, that was
Okay.
quite a thing.
When I got divorced,
I'm
my
pretty
ex-
sure you're muted again, Bert, and you're over here fucking trying to talk.
Oh yeah, I don't
Planet
hear
of
anything you're
Week,
saying.
Executive producer Bert Wall for the 9th straight week.
So I had to go back a little bit. It was a Husky toolbox. I thought the only thing branded Husky were pants for fat kids. I'm sorry. I just
I had to get that out.
Yeah,
That's
sorry.
funny. How long you been sitting on that joke?
I've been muted for at least 5 minutes. So
I had a I
Were
had a
you
pair of-
talking for 5 minutes?
So you had an X story, Jordan. You were
Oh, I was gonna say that. Oh yeah, my ex-wife, just like, we're getting divorced, and I said, yeah, I know, blah blah blah. And she's like, I want you to sleep on the couch. I was like, I'm not sleeping on the couch. I'm gonna sleep on the bed. If you want to go sleep on the couch, go sleep on the couch. And I stayed in bed with her. And then she moved out, and she was paying the rent because I was still in college. So she was paying for the bills, the rent, the electricity. She was paying for everything. So she moved out, and I had a whole house to myself for 3 months. And my ex-wife was paying for it. And I had girls over. I had so many girls over. It was a great time. Best time of my life, except when the Eagles won the Super Bowl.
I see why you and Keith get along.
No, so it was like that scene from Step Brothers.
Which one? I love that movie.
We went into the production area for church, and I don't remember which one of us cracked off some borderline inappropriate joke, and it was like, oh, we're gonna be best friends. And he's like, yeah, we are. You want to go do karate in the garage? Yes.
Let's go. Yes, karate. Did you charge my fucking drums? he put his balls on the drums.
My neighbor's grandmother bought their kids drums one year, and I just hear out of the blue, "Did you touch my drum set?" And it's these little kids fighting about it. It's fantastic. I laughed for like a half an hour.
I'm playing Moby Dick for real.
I grew up in a Pentecostal.
Oh, they
church.
talk in tongues.
Yes,
Oh,
talking tongues.
Bert grew up Mormon.
It's not this. Let him finish his story. It's not the same thing.
I chose to be Mormon as a grown-up.
Whoa.
I'm not Mormon anymore, by the way. But you grew up in a Pentecostal church, which, by the way, I visited a Pentecostal church once, and some woman behind me started talking in tongues right behind me. Scared it. There was almost a Bert-shaped hole in the wall. So
Was
go ahead.
was it
run or like Wile E. Coyote?
Oh yeah, that was just, I can't point to Jan, but was it Jan speaking in tongues behind you?
Felt like it. Like a Dundee was going to hit my TV at any moment.
I just grew up in the Pentecostal church, and it was just a lot of speaking in tongues. Then my mom wasn't allowed to wear makeup, and she wasn't allowed to wear jeans. You had to wear a skirt, you had to have long hair. she wasn't allowed to wear short shorts. You have to wear like knee shorts or a little bit longer than the knee. It was just like this whole thing. So
When you were a kid, was your mom hot?
yes, actually, yes.
All right.
Yes, 100%, dude. My mom would go to school with me. High
Oh, were
school.
you gonna say you'd have banged your mom?
No,
Oh gosh.
it's not Oedipus.
Good
It's not
Lord,
Oedipus,
Keith.
We
it's
can
not
edit
Oedipus. It's not Oedipus Rex.
So there is a share button right here if you have any pictures. You just click on it.
No, but
Your
when I
mom's
was in,
Facebook.
but my mom was hot when I was a kid because people would come up to me like, "Oh, why is your sister here?" And I'm like, that's my mom.
Back off, old man.
But then yeah. So my mom had me when she was 20. So by the time I was in high school, she was still
Now,
like
I've met both Bert and Jim's mom,
Mhm.
and I adore both of these guys'
Oh,
moms. I love both their moms.
my mom's horrible.
Bert's mom had just had breast cancer surgery, and we were at a bar, and I sang all the songs that I could find that were about boobs.
That's funny. That's actually really funny and really nice.
So, and then when I met Jim's mom, we were at one of his son's baseball games.
Yeah.
These are children, and she's screaming at these
No
children.
mercy. No mercy.
No mercy at all about how terrible they're doing. Like,
Oh my
they would
Lord.
hit the ball at the second baseman, and it would go by him. And she's like, "Come on, what is wrong with you? Play baseball. You guys are terrible."
Yeah, and meanwhile they lost.
6-year-old.
I think they lost 4 games in 2 years, and she tracked like they were the worst.
I was part of the coaching staff because I did the pitch count.
Yes.
Game.
For
You're a
2 games.
statistician.
2 games.
2 games.
It was 2 games. It was the semifinals and the finals.
Yeah. Okay. 2
I
games.
did pitch counts. I was an important part of the coaching staff during that playoff run.
Mhm.
We won a championship. Still haven't seen my jacket that I was expecting. I was expecting a jacket. I didn't get
Where's
it.
my ring?
Right. They didn't give out rings. They gave out these awesome jackets that said champion on them. I didn't get one.
Yeah, I've still
Just
got them.
heads up, I need a 2X now, not a 1X, because I've gained some weight since then.
2X.
Well,
Being optimistic.
maybe we should talk about our weight loss challenge real quick because we both have updates.
All right.
Bring it.
I've lost 17 pounds, and I have to do the math, and we'll cut this out.
That's how much weight I lose every time I have Taco Bell. Then I go to the bathroom.
Yeah. So I'm down 23 and a half pounds.
23. Damn.
I was much fatter.
Okay, so
I stopped drinking.
I'm down 17 pounds. That is 40% of a Grayson. I don't know how much you followed on the show. I'm trying to lose a full Grayson, so I'm down 40.47% of a Grayson.
Yeah.
So my weight loss goal is 42 pounds. I'm down 17. I would have been
Almost
down
halfway.
more than 17 had I not had Chipotle, pizza, and Taco Bell this week. Or not, I'm sorry,
Sure.
not Taco
For
Bell.
lunch.
Yeah. I had Chipotle.
Burn.
So my daughter started working at a pizza place, and she brings pizza home every night she works, and she works like 4 nights a week. So I'm blaming on her that I'm not down more than that.
It's really hard to turn down pizza.
What are you shaking your head about?
But the Chipotle. Yeah, go Bert.
Oh no, it's okay. It's okay.
I think I know. Anyway, go ahead.
No, go ahead and say it, Bert.
It's always Audrey's fault. It's always Audrey's.
It's always somebody else's fault.
Yeah. It's Grayson's fault your microphone doesn't work. It's Audrey's fault you're a fat ass. So
I didn't let Grayson anywhere near my shit tonight. So tonight's technical difficulties were all on me.
On the bourbon, yes.
No, I was having technical difficulties before I poured any bourbon.
What did you say?
So I started Lifetime Fitness yesterday. But go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't interrupt.
You started Curves yesterday.
Started Curves,
Lifetime
yes.
Fitness.
That's what I call it. But yeah, I just
Right.
stand outside of Curves and look in the windows.
I got a
I don't know
membership.
why
I'll lose weight tomorrow.
I've never seen anybody walk into a Curves that I'd want to peer into the windows over.
Never heard of Curves.
Oh, you've never
Heard
heard
of
of
Curves? Your ex-girlfriend
Never.
went to Curves.
Which one? Chubby girls. What does it say? Chubby girls. What?
That's
Chubby
right.
girls cuddle. Oh, that's right. That's right. That's right.
So Curves is a woman's only gym.
Makes sense.
That's yeah.
And it's not
Enough.
and it's
Enough
not
said.
not an only women's gym like you would hope it would be.
Right. It's
So if
not
I-
like it is on TV.
Right.
So if I identify as a woman, can I go in? Because
Sure.
it's 2020. It's in 2023. I can identify
Right.
as a shoelace if I fucking want.
Exactly.
My name is Ding Kim Powell. So call me Ding Kim Powell. That's my new identity.
So we have talked about on this show before. We've talked about Olive Garden.
The 5-star restaurant of Lancaster.
Yes.
Whoa! So we've actually got
He said, "Whoa!"
we've got Ale House 1890 and Cherry Street Pub, which are both fantastic restaurants.
I've
as
been
well.
to Cherry Street Pub.
Yeah,
I
so
I wanted to go to Ale House and I never got a chance to go.
Go Bert.
I live 1 mile from the front door of Ale House. We could go
Which-
anytime.
Which one has the patio that's in the alley? It's next to
Ale
the
House.
bank.
Ale House.
Okay.
Right next to the
Yeah.
bank.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah, it's right. It's right. The PNC shares the parking lot.
Yeah.
How do you know that there's a bank there, Jim? How do you know that there's a Park National Bank there?
Because I used to have to go there for work all the time. What do you mean?
Well, I used to go there for work all the time too. That's funny. That's a funny story.
Yeah, Jim would have to come in and fix whatever you didn't.
When I lied on my resume to get a job.
Yeah. It's like when you lie, dude.
Yeah.
I'll make it. On the lie in your resume and get the job. We had this.
Olive
two
Garden,
mo-
the only authentic Italian dining establishment where you pay someone to microwave dinner for you.
Go ahead, Bert. Finish your Olive Garden story. Let's hear it.
I worked there in 2000 as a server a long time ago.
2000. Jeez,
that's it,
I was
yeah.
11.
That's the year I got married. So
Same. That was my year I got married.
I was
so-
11 living in Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
I was living in Puerto Rico in a UPS container thinking about my next meal. I'm kidding.
and we're canceled. Woo! It was a great run, guys.
Cut that.
We
Well,
got some cutting to do. tonight.
Fortunately, I'm doing the editing this week, so we'll be able to cut some stuff out.
That sounds like a tall task. Glad you're doing the editing.
Bert took a hour and 56-minute podcast and he trimmed it down to an hour and 57 minutes.
We have had this is episode 8. Keith has
That's a lot.
edited 2 of them, right? You've edited 2.
I've edited 2 of them.
So
You guys got to split this shit up.
it's fine. It's we do it as we have time.
Bert does all of the shorts and stuff. He posts them now that he knows that he has to post them to all different things instead of just one.
It's work. It's work.
I post them to like 7 different platforms between TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube.
Posted it to one and thought it would post it to all of them for a while.
I was posting to Facebook thinking that it was automatically going to post to Instagram, and I realized that's the one it didn't. But I also post to TikTok and
it will post automatically to Instagram. You just got to connect the accounts.
I did, but it didn't. It
Didn't
wasn't
do that.
doing
It didn't work?
Yeah, so I have to go back and check out those settings. I'm sure it's something simple.
Thank you for listening. Our next episode will drop on Valentine's Day, February 14th. For more content, you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, TikTok, and Twitter. The links can be found in the podcast description. Someone please leave a message. Go to anchor.fm/SSS-pod. We'll play any of them on the show. Bert took his headphones off. Apparently he can hear them anyway. He doesn't even have them plugged in anything. He's just got them sitting on his head like a fucking idiot.
I know that's funny. They're not even plugged in. He's like, I want to be like Joe Rogan.
My head would have to be much bigger than this to be Joe Rogan.
Your head would have to be almost the exact same size to be Joe Rogan.
Such a dick.
Yeah,
All right.
the
Are
nine
we
people
done?
in the group, the 9 people in our group that you don't, the 9 people in our fantasy football group always talk about how big your head is.
I see the same messages you do.
We have
I
a
see this.
separate group that doesn't include you that talks about your big head.
Oh, it's funny.
We have one that doesn't include you, also, Keith. That's interesting.
Oh, that's interesting. He's like, that's interesting. We got one about you.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
It's labeled To Catch a Predator.
That's funny.
All right.
All right.
Yep.
Appreciate Jordan coming on
Yes,
tonight.
thank you, Jordan.
That was a good time.
Have a good time. Have a good night, guys. Talk
All
to you
right.
later.
Later.